Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Up next, Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions face off against Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. Let's get you out to Levi Stadium for the 2018 home opener. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it? And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 6 there on first. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Connects with Sanu right side. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3 and out. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 20 carries, 95 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in Week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
On play action, now Garoppolo. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end, and it's 3rd and short.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Garoppolo able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, that's it.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. This is Mostert. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on third and very long.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On third and long, it's Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
And that was a nice catch, and if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down when you want 3. Get a little bit closer, making an easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede to the defense, and they know what you're trying to get done, and to try and get any more than that is almost folly. Take what you can get, maybe have an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The first carry now for Adrian Peterson. Space to maneuver at the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Now Stafford. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Eric Armstead able to drop him for a loss of 4.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. Here's Stafford. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. And it'll bring up third down.
Partner, we've been lucky enough over the years to watch Richard Sherman work out in practice, training camps, and I always come back to one thing, the intelligence in which he plays his position. Because he knows what he wants to get done and what offenses can do to him, he takes very few false steps and is almost always in great position to knock the ball away, as we just saw there.
So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. We're back to Santa Clara after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfied.
And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Peterson. Dancing away at the 30. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. On second down, Peterson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. Our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Going a little tennis on me,
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
That. They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
A really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the whole thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Mostert. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to that end zone real fast.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. And Justin Coleman brings him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Garoppolo. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. The reception good for 7. It's third down. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. Here's Mostert. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Lions will take over. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way.
It's caught inside the 25. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Eric Armstead in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. On 2nd down, here's Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion 1st down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, Stafford. Buying time to his left. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. Accelerating, and off he goes. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he spins through. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They give it to Peterson. And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. Peterson a first down and more.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Following the penalty, it's Peterson. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. 4th-round guy, and many thought that's about where he would go, but I think he's got some upside, right?
He can come right in and be what they call a core special teams player, playing all 4 phases of it, and have a chance to work his way into the lineup. I think a year or two down the road, they could have a solid starter.
And you take a look at this draft class from a season ago, really it grades out as a pretty darn good class.
So you have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts, all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Taken from just outside the 30. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Well, he had 2 sacks earlier. Now he has 4 total tackles for a loss after that play.
Well, they obviously have to do a better job trying to block it. But short of that, you know what the quarterback has to do? Make sure he doesn't hand it to him when he's back there thinking he's one of his own guys. His quickness, his suddenness, his speed getting into the offense's backfield has been something else in this game.
A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Adrian Peterson was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle and trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Here's Peterson on 3rd and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Adrian Peterson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. That time a 9-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run by Adrian Peterson. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the...
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Lions have recovered.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
And Detroit getting set to go now. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now it's Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. In for the score. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers to the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The 4th quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
Now Prater to add the PAT. Prater for the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47th.
Here we go. 180!
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Drops it off for Coleman. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
180!
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And he will go down inside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! Hot!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. And it's 3rd down.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
319! 319!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Mohamed Sanu, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Detroit getting set to go now.
Then when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. He goes full extension, and he's got it. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Stafford, eluding the pressure right. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Stafford now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Stafford on 1st down. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Stafford. And his throw is incomplete. Amendola, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
The Lions on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Stafford. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. And the 49ers going to take another timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They snap it to Stafford. He can run for it, and he will. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field.
All right, boys, here we go.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And the Lions are going to win this game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Detroit, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. So for